A beautiful evening on Marco Island, but are you the type that likes Marco Island during the season, which I call from Thanksgiving to Easter, or do you like it during the off season? A lot of people don't come here during the off season. They think it's too hot, but the off season actually has a lot of things going for it, and I love it year round here. The off season's great for me personally. It's a lot less people, and that's nice until you get tired of not having anybody around. And then by that time, people start coming back and you get a lot more traffic, and that is nice, enjoyable. There's a lot of events that come along with that. I'm going in the park, so I got to turn off my bike here and pedal manually. A lot of events come with the season. And then by the time you get tired of people being around and the traffic being busy, then all of a sudden everybody leaves. So you sort of get the best of both worlds. Okay, I'm out of the park and I can turn it back on. Okay, I'm going to show you a lot of scenes of what it's like during the off season. If you've never been here during the off season, there's a lot of advantages. Yes, it's warm, but I was in the Midwest 2 weeks ago and it was hotter up there and more humid. So it's not that bad, especially if you're around the water. And then the more you're out in it, the more acclimated you get. I'm going to take you down Collier here. I'm going to show you how not busy the shared use path is and the streets and the traffic. Now, mind you, it is Sunday evening right now, so it's normally slow, but during the season, there's still a lot of people out and they're eating and going to restaurants and whatnot. So I'm going to turn the camera around here in just a bit and show you what it's like on Collier as I go over the bridge here by the Esplanade. If you're a boater, the boat ramps are not busy at all, particularly during the week. There's plenty of spots open, as you can see here in some of the shots. Caxambus is the same way, but here's some shots of the 951 boat ramp and the Goodland Boat Park. All three ramps are open now, which is nice and has relieved a lot of the pressure off of Naples and the other two ramps on the island now that the 951 ramp is open. Sometimes people say, boy, it looks like you're going fast on that e-bike, Tom. Right now I'm doing 10 miles an hour. It's the camera view, the lens, the angle, it's in wide, so it makes the edges look like I'm going past things a lot quicker than I am, but right now I'm doing 10, 11 miles an hour. Just FYI, for those wondering. One of the key indicators of how busy Marco is the Snook Inn. And here you can see there are plenty of parking lots, not only for boats on the water, but also for cars in the parking lot. The real indicator is, how you doing? The real indicator is how long does it take me to get a seat right there on the water at the picnic tables. And here you can see, you can do that right away. Walk right in. Now, it's not like that all the time on the weekends, but during the week, it's easy to go right inside of the dining area, and people go in and out of there really quick. Here's a pro tip. Not that I'm a pro, but I'm just going to call it that. And that is, when they give you the little puck so that they'll call you for your table when you're ready, walk up to the bar, get a drink, no matter what it is, and walk to the other side and go up to the observation deck. Many people know that, but even more people don't know that. I'm going to stop here and let this car go. A lot of people don't know about the observation deck, and I'm surprised every time we take somebody there. But that is the most beautiful waiting area at any restaurant you can imagine. And the time flies once you're up there because you start seeing the boats. You can see, last time we were there, we spotted a manatee going across the river and a dolphin all that good stuff. So anyway, little tip for you. Also, boating season, the Marco River is not busy at all. You can see here, there's plenty of room for boats. During the season, it gets pretty busy there. And as the Coast Guard Auxiliary will tell you, 90% of the people out there have zero boat training. You don't need any training, and you don't need a license to operate a vessel on the water. And most people have zero training, even though they know what they think they know what they're doing. But in terms of, how to pass and how to go and stay in the channel and give way to other boats, most people don't have that kind of training. So it can get a little hairy sometimes there in the Marco River, but during the off season, it's pretty much wide open, just like you see it. So now you say, Tom, the traffic gets really bad during the season. I can't imagine it lightens up a whole lot during the off season. We'll take a look here. You take a look down Bald Eagle, and then we'll take a look down Collier. This lady didn't even look to the right. You always have to have your head on the swivel when you're riding a bike here. Speaking of traffic, look at the traffic. The traffic's flowing really easily. Now, tomorrow, the Barfield and Collier intersection is going to start on that project, and that project is going to take 1 year. It's going to get really interesting. It'll be down to one lane. For the first 2 weeks, they're going to have to work during the daytime, and then after that, they're paying quite a bit more money to accommodate people and traffic and try to get the work done at night. So they got a lot of overtime wages, evening shifts, things like that with the contractors. So it is costing a little bit more to get that work done at night, but they're trying to accommodate the flow of traffic, and they're encouraging people to either allow more time or come around on the Goodland Bridge. So that's going to be really interesting. But I'll be doing updates on that for everybody. Another key indicator is Publix, the big Publix parking lot. And usually you have to park all the way in the rear or on the other side by the bank during the season. And when you're not in season, it's easy to get into Publix. And that's kind of convenient. Although I would tell you that Goodland is pretty much closed during this time of year. Right now, Stan's and the Little Bar are both going to reopen in October. So they're closed for the month of September, a little bit into August. They've been closed. And I'm not sure of the announcement dates for October, but they'll announce those as we get closer. But the Krabby Lady is open, and I've been there twice in the last couple weeks. Great place to go, and they're wide open for business. So you can still go to Goodland and have a good time, but it's not quite like in season. I would say that's the only thing that's really different. A lot of the restaurants have specials during the off season, and it'll be like a 2-course dinner or 3-course dinner for, let's say, $30, something like that. Go to their website, you can check that out. But if you look now, look at, this is the intersection of San Marco and Collier, and there's just nobody. I've passed one individual in the last mile that's been walking down the shared use path. And it's like this during the day, during the week. It's just kind of crazy. So if you do like to ride your bike like that, it makes for a good time. I think I've proven my point about the shared use paths, but I can see the sun is going down behind me and doesn't make for a very good picture for you guys. So let me change directions. By the way, have you seen the new signage for the bicycle and e-bike speed limit, actually everything limit, on the shared use path? So you're going to start seeing these popping up on the shared use path, and they've started with San Marco, and as resources and time and people allow, you'll see more of those, but I think that's a great idea. And of course, probably the main reason people come to Marco Island, the beaches. What do the beaches look like during the off season? Well, here's some nice shots of the beach. And first we'll take a look at South Beach. And you know, the South Beach entrance is probably one of the most, I don't know, for me, it's one of the most iconic views. I love to see it in photos, people's Facebook pages. Whenever, you know, people put videos up there, you'll see a lot of the photographers will use that for backdrop. The South Beach entrance is probably very iconic for a lot of people. And on this day, just in the middle of the afternoon, I passed one person as I entered the beach. And then when I got to the beach, I saw this, and it was just kind of bare. Now at South Beach, there's usually a number of rows of people before the water. And here you can see there's just one row. And another key indicator would be how busy is the Marriott. So let's go down and look at the Marriott. The Marriott it's not empty, but it's definitely not full. Plenty of chairs available. They don't even have many of them out. And so after Labor Day, the JW wasn't very busy either. Again, now I'm approaching the intersection of Bald Eagle, Heathwood, and San Marco, and I passed one runner and two ladies on scooters. And that's been it. Waiting here at the light, there's almost no vehicles, but I want to live to ride another day. Here we go. We're green. I'm getting ready to pass the new NCH urgent care, and they're working on the landscape there right now. So they've smoothed out all the dirt. We've got a lot of erosion on the dirt because we've had a lot of rain here just the last couple of days, but it's looking good. If you've ever considered coming to Marco during the off season, I would say do it. Not only will you spend a little less money in the restaurants and the lodging, but you can get onto the pickleball courts at the Y easily. Just everything that you'd like to do normally in Marco is easier to do, whether it's parking, whether it's go to the beach, whether it's take a walk down the shared use paths on Collier, anywhere else, go to the parks. It is just easier because there's fewer people, and it's really enjoyable. So I'd say come and do it. I hope you've enjoyed what this place looks like during the off season, and I hope you found this video interesting and informative, because I'm going to see you in the next one.